Hello and welcome to the Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I'm your host, John, and joining me today we have...
Whoa. Who are you?
Oh, well, I mean, folks know me best from the Tales From the Tavern, Sea of Thieves official podcast, but I'm taking over here.
I'm Ross. I'm the host of this podcast.
Yeah,
why are you introducing this?
Ross, about that, you've been gone for like 4 weeks, and I spoke to Clay, and we kind of decided that we need a Scotsman, right? And you guys are basically interchangeable, so
Whoa!
We sort of traded up.
Standing for this. This is my podcast. You know what? Just play the music.
Xbox on.
Game on, baby! Wow!
Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep.
Let's do this.
So hello and welcome to the Party Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Ross Miller, and this is the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. Joining me this week is delicious cheese himself and a lord and savoury snack. It's Rhys.
Hello. Oh.
I'm doing all this in reverse.
You are.
Just to throw you off a little bit, Rhys, because you're not my favourite person right now.
Oh.
And everyone's favourite uncle. It is Uncle Jesse himself. It's Clay.
Hell no. Oh, no? Hello? Yeah, there we go.
Hello. So before we get started, I've not been around for the last 4 weeks, okay? Rhys, did you genuinely try and replace me with the guy that does the Rare podcast?
It's kind of an upgrade.
What?
I mean...
Is it just...
You Scottish people are all the same, right?
No. I'm not going to lie, right? I'm a little bit hurt. I'm disappointed, but guys, I'm glad to be back after 4 weeks away.
It's good to have you back.
It is very nice to have you back, sir.
So we usually get this podcast started with what we've been playing. So Clay, I'm going to start with you. What have you been playing on your X?
Yeah, I have been playing some Gears. I have been playing some Forza. And I have been playing some Battlefront. And I think we'll dig into that later. But I have been thoroughly enjoying the visual performance boost that comes with the XN on my new 4K HDR TV. I am thoroughly enjoying those beautiful teraflops and pixels
flopping all over the place.
I know. Just flopping all over the place.
Now, Clayton, did you remember to actually make sure that your HDR is turned on?
I did. There was some buried setting in my TV that I had to go and enable, and then I was good to go after that, if I remember correctly.
I think it was
a bit buried in settings somewhere.
Yeah. I was just going to say there was an article that I think was actually written by Jess Corden that made it to the top of the subreddit, basically saying, "Hey guys, almost all of you don't have your HDR turned on," and everyone was like, "What?" And then they had the step by step for each different brand, and I was one of those people. I was like, "No way, I've turned this stuff on," and oh wait, not for this particular channel.
You think it would just be automatic with your TV supplier would want you to see the picture in the best quality,
right?
But obviously not. Not. So, Clay, what's the most visually impressive thing you've seen so far?
Actually, the most visually impressive thing I've seen so far is the tech demo that they put out that you can download for free. Insects. The 4K HDR experience. It's pretty impressive. I've spent, I don't know, it feels like maybe a half an hour, probably less than that. It's probably about 15, 20 minutes just farting around in that game.
Going back and forth?
Yeah. Exactly. I did see someone else post that they would love to see someone turn that into some sort of an actual game.
What's the most visually impressive game you've seen?
Visually impressive game that I've seen is Rainbow Six Siege in upscaled 4K.
Oh my god, there's a surprise.
You are so full of shit.
It's not on the X enhanced list yet, or the 4K list. No, it's not. Those some bitches haven't got around to it. Don't know why. Come on, get on that. Make me happy.
It's funny,
but no joke.
that's
No
one
joke.
of the-
I plugged that in. I plugged it in. I was like, I wonder if this is going to look any better with the auto. What is it? Like sort of auto upscale.
Super sampling.
Yeah, super sampling, and it does. It does look better.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it's funny because that's probably one of the best supported games that's come out this generation. It's gotten so much content added onto it.
Maybe it's coming. It would be a nice surprise that it's coming.
It wouldn't surprise me, and considering what they've done so far. And Ubisoft is actually normally pretty good with that stuff.
Really though. I haven't jumped back into Quantum Break, and I keep meaning to do that now that this is out. But out of the games that I've played, probably Gears of War was just ridiculously nice looking, especially those rain
The storms.
Yeah,
man.
those rain,
It's
the rain
storms.
sequences or whatever that is. It's just, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it looks incredible, absolutely incredible. Story's still crap, but it looks incredible.
It's so bad.
Rhys, what about you?
I've only actually been playing one video game this week, and that's Assassin's Creed Origins.
Nice. How is it?
It's good. Although it's been really starting to piss me off.
Mm-mm.
See, it looks stunning. It's got to be one of the best looking games I've ever seen, and it continuously impresses me. Right, like from the historical accuracy, that was hard to say, historical accuracy, down to just the details. Like, for example, the sand is volumetric, so when you step in it, if you're on a hill, like, you can watch the sand, like, fall down the hill. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, just the
That's
small
impressive.
details like that, you know? And if you spend too long out in the desert, you start hallucinating and seeing things and hearing things. You see people that aren't there, and it's really cool. Just, you know, small touches like this. But it's annoying me because basically it doesn't let me be an assassin. The game is an RPG, and, you know, you have levels. Every character and enemy has levels. And if someone is a higher level than you, you cannot assassinate them anymore. So, like, I can infiltrate into a base like a ghost because I've played every single Assassin's Creed game ever. And so I'm in there, I know what I'm doing, and I'm like, "You're dead, son," and I press the assassination button, and I go through the animation, I stab him, and he turns around, and he's only lost like a quarter of his health, and he's like, "Oi, what was all that then?" And the whole base is after me. And that's that. You can't assassinate people who
that
are
was
a
an
higher level
amazing
than you.
Egyptian
You
accent
just
you
can't.
put on there.
Ah, it was. Oi, nutter! No, but so yeah, that really annoys me. But of course, I could deal with it. You know, it's a different kind of game. So, you know, adapt and overcome. So I've been actually just sneaking into bases without being detected and stealing or performing the one thing I have to do in the base and then leaving. But of course, I'm trying to follow the story because it's interesting. And I've always actually liked the Assassin's Creed games for their stories, except for the ones that were really bad. But this one's actually pretty good. So I'm trying to follow the story, and the jump between one story mission to another can be huge. Like, at the moment, I found myself like 8 levels under-leveled for the next story mission. And I literally couldn't do it. Like, all the enemies, when they're too far above you, they have a skull over their name. That means, like, you know, "You're dead, son."
Yeah.
And they one-hit you and you don't do any damage to them. Just like a true RPG. So I couldn't do it. Especially some of the missions require you to kill enemies. You know, like, you have to actually kill these dudes to progress. And when you can't do any damage to them, you can't. So what do? You have to go and grind level ups. And to grind level ups, you have to go and do all these inane, awful side quests. You know, like chasing after Mahamud's lost donkey and going sorting out someone's stolen chariot. And it's like, it's ridiculously dull. And I hate side quests in any game. So being forced to do them, like, I have to grind for like 2-3 hours before I can complete the next story mission. And then I have to do it again because the jump is again huge. And that's actually really annoying me. It's sad that I have to complain about this game that is so good and plays so well.
Is it because you can't? Can you physically? You can go in there and play those missions. It's just you're going to more than likely lose once you go up against the game's higher skilled.
Yeah, well, the game's like, yo, dude, you sure you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I got this. And then it's like, well, actually, you don't got this. And you just die because, the game is about assassinating people. Most missions involve you assassinating someone. And when you're so underleveled that you can't actually do them any damage and they can one-hit kill you and they shoot arrows and never miss, it's impossible. So you need to level up. It's a, standard RPG thing. I wouldn't complain about this in Final Fantasy, for example. But it's... So as a long-time Assassin's Creed fan, it's annoying me. It's not that it's a bad game or poorly designed. If you want an RPG, it's great. But for someone like me who likes Assassin's Creed, I'm like, ugh, not being able to assassinate people in Assassin's Creed, it annoys me. But yeah, otherwise it's a great game. I'm still playing it. I haven't thrown my controller at the television screen. I have The Evil Within 2 sitting here to play as well, but I want to finish Assassin's Creed. The story is actually really cool, and the game is stunning. Seriously, if you 4K TV, Xbox One X, play Assassin's Creed. Just rent it to see it.
That's what out of everything I've heard game-wise, that's the one that I've heard is the most amazing visually to check out. Also,
dude, I haven't even talked about the water.
Isn't it water in games? Everyone just looks at the water in games and that's how you judge. Yeah, it's like the benchmark. Funny. How does water perform in your game?
Yeah. Sea of Thieves has got them all beat.
Sea of Thieves does have them all beat.
What about you, Ross?
Well, I don't have an X. I had one pre-ordered. I unfortunately had to cancel it. And to be honest with you, over the last week, other than Fortnite, I haven't been playing too much.
How's Fortnite?
I am really enjoying it. I've been streaming it with Karina and some of my friends. And we've been having an absolute blast, playing with people in the stream and things like that. I really like that game, but it's just a warm-up for PUBG.
That's what a lot of people say, actually. Yeah,
it's like, I'm getting used to the format, I'm getting used to tactics a little bit, but for what it does, it's a very good game, it's free to play, and I basically cannot put it down. Like, I keep on playing it, and that's only a good thing.
Yeah, and considering the price.
Yeah, exactly. And as I say, it is one of them types of things that, you go in one round, like one of the rounds, I revived the entire team twice and we ended up winning that game. So although I maybe only got one kill, I still felt like an integral part of the team. Mm-hmm. And that's when we're doing with the forward. And I just... other rounds you'll drop in and you'll die straight away, but you don't mind somehow. I don't know. It just, the format, the Battle Royale format just works with me and I'm really, really enjoying it. And it's making me want PUBG so much. I just can't wait less than a month.
I was going to say, did you see that PUBG's been nominated for Game of the Year and it's not even finished?
Exactly. Well, that is a testament. And it's entertainment and I agree with that. Some people are saying it should never be there. It's not a complete game. But
I was agreeing with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
You don't think it should be? I think it should. Because if the game is good enough and being played by enough people, then why shouldn't it? Because it's entertainment and it's entertaining. But in its current state, it's enough to be considered for a Game of the Year due to the volume of players, the people playing it, and having fun with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the nomination.
The status of games is so nebulous. I like that word. So nebulous these days. It's hard to tell when a game starts and stops and finishes. I mean, what's that game? We Happy Few. It's been out for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
But it's not even finished.
No.
And everyone's already, and now it's being transformed into a single player game.
Yeah.
Like games, and what's the other one? Play Arc. Survival Evolved.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I should know because I'm on the subreddit. That's been out forever, but it was only just released like last month officially. And it's still got a long way to go. So yeah, maybe they should bend the rules a bit. I don't know. I sort of swing in Clay's direction.
Says it has to be a fully released game anyway?
No, but I mean, I mean, the game. How do you judge a game when it's not feature complete? I mean,
think it
you
should
can
be
enjoy
judged
it.
upon the entertainment value of it, and I think it's entertaining. So
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends if you're judging it on a complete piece of art or if you're judging it on which game was the most fun. You know, in that case, any game is up for grabs, really.
Yeah.
If it's just being judged on its fun factor rather than its value as a piece of art.
Like, Rainbow Six Siege was released as a complete game with many different operators, but it's only when the new maps and the new DLC and things came that game became super popular.
It wasn't popular at all when it released. It's actually gotten something like, I think it took a year before it became
really
profitable or something like that. I can't remember.
And funny enough, when you go online to play ranked multiplayer, it still says in beta.
That's funny. You know,
how is this thing? It's been out for 2 years now. How is this thing still in beta?
You know what? I think that, you know, I was just comparing games, you know, jokingly to art. But Rainbow Six Siege, I think, is actually the very first ever cult classic video game. Because if you think of a cult classic in film, like take Blade Runner, it released and it was a bomb. No one watched it, no one really gave a crap. But it wasn't until years later that it actually became lifted up again and got super popular, super famous. And the same thing happened with Rainbow Six Siege. No other game has had that happen. A lot of games have been like indie sleeper hits before they got big, but no game has been a big release that bombed and then somehow managed to recover itself. That's never happened before.
Yeah. Right. No, it's a very good call. It's a very good call.
Sorry, I just was having a moment. I'm a genius!
But anyway, I also just want to say a little story for all the stuff that we've been doing. I apologise, I've not been around for the last 4 weeks, and I have to sort of explain this so I can explain the next part of the story. But earlier this year, I broke up my life, and as a result, I've been moving home and things like that. But from that, I managed to get an amazing podcast review, and I want you guys to hear it. And it's from the most unlikely of sources.
What's the source?
Tinder.
You got a podcast review on Tinder?
Yes.
What? I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
Oh my gosh. On my friend says, there's this app. Bear in mind, I was with my partner for 10 years, so this didn't exist when I was dating. Okay? You know, the first time around. And, and basically, I have on my profile that I'm a podcaster, so my voice is on point. And Jon McFarlane from Rare is going to find that out later in the podcast, just to point that out, okay? But this is a review, so I have on there, and someone matched with me very early on, a couple of weeks ago, and said, so you're a podcaster, what is your podcast about? And I said Xbox and blah, blah, blah. She says, can you let me hear it? And I went, why not? I think my voice is great. I think I'm the best voice in podcasting, obviously. So I sent her a link to the podcast, and she decided to review it.
Okay, so at least see, when you said I got a review, I thought someone had matched with you, and then the first thing they sent to you was a review of the podcast. So at least it makes a little sense in its context now, because I was just context someone recognized you was like, Ross, actually, Ross, I've been meaning to tell you that your podcast actually needs improvement.
And this is the only way I could find you.
Yes.
But I'll read out exactly what she said, and I did actually message her to ask her permission to use this on the podcast.
I was going to whisper, with this woman, right?
So at least we're getting one listener this week.
And only read that part. Make sure you skip out the part before and after.
Yeah, of course.
And then she swiped right?
Yeah.
Swiped left? Which
way? I've never used
Which way is the good way?
You swipe right. Okay. So it's...
Thanks, Ross.
This is the review. Very easy to listen to. Clear, good levels, especially presuming that you're all in different places. Clean editing. It also doesn't do that thing where some podcasts do, where it feels very exclusive, and you don't listen regularly, you don't get half the references. There's nice rapport between presenters, Nice conversational tone. It's even made me smile a few times. Crouton earrings.
That's actually a well-written and well-structured review. That's not what I would expect on Tinder.
Easily the best podcast review we've ever got.
Have you taken this woman out to dinner to say thank you?
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
Have you sent her a photo of your controller?
Your joystick. Oh dear, we're taking this podcast in a very strange direction.
I was only the D-pad.
Well,
anyway, I had to share that story. Yeah.
Ross Tinder Miller. No, sorry, Ross Swipe Right Miller.
But anyway, should we move on? I believe we've got a new section to the podcast, Rhys. So
no, can we start a new section? Can we call it like Ross's Tinder Minute?
I think
I'm not gonna lie, I have now deleted.
Sure, let me just pencil that down. But I actually have a little something that we have got going on because of our replacement host. I still had to do something with him, and Ross was very unhappy about being replaced. So we're gonna let you guys decide where we go with this. So let's check it out. All right, everyone, welcome to this week's special little event that I have here for you. Now, we're calling it Host v. Host, and I've got Ross, who's constantly talking about having the best voice in podcasting. Isn't that right, Ross?
Obviously.
Obviously, yes, right.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
I've decided to put this to the test, and I've gotten another host of another podcast who you may or may not have heard of, and that's Jon McFarlane. Hi, John. How are you?
Hi, glad to be here.
Fantastic. So John is one of the podcasters, obviously, on the Rare podcast, Tales From the Tavern, which I've been on, and Ross hasn't.
Thanks for reminding the listeners.
Anyway, look, I'm just going to put you guys to the test here. I've got 5 random video game quotes that I want you both to read back to me, and we're going to see who has the best voice out of the two of you, and we're going to let Twitter decide, because as everyone knows, Twitter is the authority on basically everything, right? Are you boys ready?
I'm ready.
So,
Ross,
Ross,
ready to get your ass handed to you on a play, because let's face it, I've heard Tales from the Tavern. You're not that good.
This is all talk. This is all talk. I am ready to beat you down like a piñata. There we go.
Piñata.
nice rare reference. So, the first quote, it's a classic. Ross, I'm going to start with you because you're all talk. I want you to be the Mortal Kombat guy. I want you to say, finish him.
Okay. Finish him.
Ooh, not bad. Nice and deep. Lots of bass. Okay, John?
Right, and this is no excuse, but I don't want to ruin my mic here because it's like the world's worst mic. But I feel it needs a wee bit more energy. I feel like that was a bit lackluster on Ross's part.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
I think it's more of a finish him.
Ooh.
It's clearly 1-0 to me. Next.
Okay. Don't rush these things, Ross. It's very important.
Wait, I'm glad you picked me an easy opponent for the first one, but I'm just keen to get on with the rest of the podcast, so can you hurry up and just get on with it?
All right. Next, we're gonna go back to Microsoft territory now. We're gonna get the classic Halo guy, the Halo announcement guy. Does anyone know his name?
Announcer guy?
I don't think anyone knows his name. He's just the announcer guy. I often like to picture him walking into McDonald's and ordering in his voice. Anyway, you're gonna say the classic, just a single word, and that word is Slayer. I'm gonna start with you this time, John.
Right. Okay. Slayer.
Ooh, very American. I liked it. Okay, Ross, can you beat that?
Oh, with my eyes closed. Because it's quite easy to...
Well, I mean, does it actually involve having your eyes open?
Yeah, that would be weird.
What? Do you not podcast with your eyes closed? Why do you think we don't do video? Anyway. Slayer.
Ooh,
that was pretty good.
That was all right, I guess. I might have to give that one to Ross, actually. Okay.
2-0.
I'm not so sure about that. All right. Let's go a bit more modern. Let's get something that the youths are playing these days. I want you to give me a quote from Soldier 76. I want you to tell me that you've got me in your sights, Ross.
Okay. 2 seconds, I've got to build myself up to some super.
Do it.
Sophia would like this.
She would.
I've got you in my sights.
Very raspy.
Oh, he's got the rasp.
He does got the rasp. All right, John. Give him what for? You can't let him have. He thinks he's 2-0, so you've got to do something.
I wouldn't even bother, John. It's over after me doing that. Like, I would just hang up the call.
Right, here we go. I've got you in my sights.
Oh, that was really good.
You sound surprised.
I do. I am. that was legit. That was pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. I was quite impressed there that he managed to read and speak at the same time.
Oh, the bants. He's got banter, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You know what? I've been skewing this because Ross is a baritone, as we all know. So I've been making this a bit too easy for him. We've got all these deep, bassy men. So I'm just going to swing it all the way around. Ross, you're Pikachu.
Okay.
Give me your Pikachu.
I don't know if I'm too deep for this.
No, you got this.
Pikachu! No? Sorry, I sneezed at the same time.
Don't quit your day job. John. Please, I'm good.
Okay. Right, let's go for this. I'm sorry in advance if I hurt anyone's ears here with this, because it's going to be horrible. You ready?
Pikachu.
you got halfway. Just bailed, like, no, actually, I'm done.
That's why he's known in his local groups as half a Jon McFarlane.
Oh.
I think he only says Pika when he's angry, and then, like, it's only the chew when he fires.
Yeah, that's the charging sound.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'll let him away with it because he's already lost. So
that's what they do in Super Smash Brothers. I don't think he says chew in Super Smash Brothers. It just says Pika.
Okay. We got off track. I got one last one, and this one is actually for you, Ross. And that's Gears of War quote, and it's relevant to this podcast. Yeah, thank you. It's relevant to this podcast because it is actually part of our intro. So, Ross, I think it's time for you to tell me that we should do this.
Do you know it's really weird that my mind's now got a blank what Marcus Phoenix sounds like?
The Coal Train, baby! Woo!
That'd be easy. Let's do this. I saw in Soldier 76, didn't I?
You did, actually. You didn't even progress. John, it's your last chance.
Okay. Let's do this.
Ross?
I'm not going to lie. He does half a word, right? He basically spoke the same voice, even with Pikachu and Marcus Phoenix. John has got no chance in Twitter.
I think we should do a bonus.
A bonus
one of Cortana.
Oh, okay. We're going to go to Cortana then. In that case, seeing as it's already in our intro and we're on topic, Ross, you're going to have to say it. Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. And you got to convince me, Ross. I need to believe.
Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep it.
You broke. You broke. That's not Ross. I'm sorry. That's not on.
Still going to beat John.
Okay, John. This is your call. Give me the bonus round.
I don't know why. Why did I choose this?
And remember, I need to believe you.
Don't make a girl a promise if you can't keep it.
That's great. That's amazing. At least you didn't do like the
John, wake up.
I was going to say, at least you didn't do like that Monty Python old woman voice. That's
all right.
John, on a scale of 1 to 10, how embarrassed do you feel when I'm going to get 100% of the votes on Twitter?
I'm not really that embarrassed because I know it's just not going to go that way.
I think we'll see. So, Rhys, are we going to let Twitter decide this on Thursday?
You know we are, because I'm not qualified to judge this level of amazing I'm just beyond words here. So it is going to be down to you guys on Twitter and on the subreddit too. I'm sure everyone's just going to tell us exactly how they feel about everything. But let us know. In fact, we're going to make a little poll, so it'll be all official. The numbers will be there, so no one can make anything up, Ross. All right, so thanks, John, so much for joining us for the very first ever Host v Host, and maybe, just maybe, there will be a second.
Well, I just want to thank John for being my first victim.
I'm just setting the bar really high, that's all.
Yeah, Wonderful Dancing High.
All right, boys, thank you so much, and let's get back to the regular podcast before Ross kills me.
Right, guys, I think it's pretty clear that I beat John into an absolute podcasting pulp there. I don't know if his reputation will ever recover, but I believe the Twitter.
Into Rare, and his termination notice is just going to be sitting on the table.
I'm going to be presenting Tales of the Tavern within the next 2 weeks, That's it. But, so I think I'm that confident I'm going to get the 100% the vote. So we're going to put this on a Twitter poll. So at Party Chat Pod from Thursday when this podcast releases. That's a simple question. Who won the podcast host voice off head to head? And we're going to let Twitter decide. But now moving on. Here's what's been happening in the subreddit this week.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast. This week in the subreddit.
Rhys, first story.
Well, the first story is actually not really a story on Reddit per se. It's just a thing, and that's the Xbox One X has been out for a week. So, Claire, you've had it for a week. I've had it for a week. What are your thoughts on the system so far? We're talking about the games, but how are you feeling it?
You want me to be honest, or yeah? I'm actually. I just went back this weekend, so I've had it for a few days. I bought mine from Best Buy here stateside, and Best Buy gives you the option to buy sort of like this protection plan on your electronics, and it will sort of, if anything happens to them over the next three years, you can basically bring it back in and they'll swap it out free of charge. So I went back and picked it up. My console is really sluggish, and it's really sluggish, and I keep rebooting it, and it's a little out of the norm. It doesn't feel like my S seems like it was a bit more responsive than the X was.
So you think you
in terms of
launch units?
That's what my fear is. And so I went back and picked this up just in case this thing craps the bed on me. But I'm confident that there's probably going to be an update. There's might be some other people out there running into the same things, and it'll sort of take care of itself. We'll see here. But if not, I'm gonna bring this bad boy out and swap it out. It is one of the Scorpio editions, which is I do like. But other than everything else is it's functioning the exact same. Once the game's up and running, everything's fine. It's just that initial getting into anything when I boot it up, I don't know why it's a bit sluggish for me on my end, which is a little unfortunate.
Because for me, it's zippy and fast, and you can really feel all the extra rams and flops. But
maybe they left out a few flops in mine.
Definitely, they just flopped right out the side there. I just want to quickly mention though that the user Onkel Axel did post in relation to the Xbox One X launch week that the Xbox One actually sold 121,000 units, which was 68% of all whole console sales in the UK. So it was the fourth biggest week for console sales in the UK ever.
I do also want to point out that in terms of sales, stateside at least, Thanksgiving's coming up, which means the day after Thanksgiving and even that weekend and even the follow-up Monday is Cyber Monday. We'll have Black Friday the day after Thanksgiving. Is crazy shopping deals here stateside. I've not seen anything yet for the X, which isn't a surprise, but I have seen a ton of deals for the Xbox One S, and it's always on a lot of the brochures that you see or the ads that you see online for these stores. It's the front page deals, which is pretty cool. It's great to see that, these retailers are pushing the Xbox One S and having some price breaks on them. So hopefully it'll mean even more people will be picking up their Xboxes, even though it might not be the X. It'll be at least the HDR compatible version, and hopefully they'll also be picking up a new HDR 4K TV.
This podcast sponsored by
yeah, exactly.
What's up, my dudes? It's your boy Delicious Cheese here. Support me on Patreon and consider subscribing to audible.com, yo.
This is also brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace helps you build your amazing stories.
Amazon affiliate links down below. Guys,
hey. Some of us live off those.
Nice. I think we should maybe move on to the next story. And I'm just going to take this because it's holy Battlefront 2 controversy, Batman. This week has been absolutely insane, not just on the Xbox One subreddit, but on Reddit in general. I moderate our gaming, and you can actually physically see the moment that EA happened. If you look at our traffic stats, the spike is insane. I'm not going to tell you any numbers, but it is absolutely nuts. And the whole internet has been going berserk, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. So I'm going to give you a bit of a timeline over what happened. Basically, somebody figured out, they subreddit R, they did the math. They drew up spreadsheets and timed their gameplay, and they figured out that it takes over 40 hours of gameplay to unlock one hero. And there's something like 6 or more heroes to unlock. So that's insane. And everyone was mad. And then the community manager from DICE made a terrible mistake on Twitter and called the community a bunch of armchair developers. That went over really well. The moderators in the Battlefront 2 subreddit gave everybody the flair armchair developers just to mess with them. And then somebody made another complaint thread when the game went wide, like to a wider audience. EA tried to respond, and they responded to the comment trying to justify and explain why it takes so long to unlock a hero. And that particular comment is now the most downvoted comment in all Reddit history. It's already become a meme, and I think it's something like negative 500,000. It's ridiculously downvoted. And then after that, they came out and said that they're going to reduce the time to unlock heroes by 75% as a result of this feedback. And that is basically where this odyssey is at this point in time. Have either of you two played Battlefront 2 yet? Did you guys have EA access, right? I don't at the moment. My thing ran out and I've yet to, I really should.
I have. While I love Star Wars, and while I love how
Star Wars
this game looks and sounds, I did not like the first game, and I am not enjoying this one. I've really tried to enjoy it. I just cannot get into it. I just cannot get into this game. And it's,
what do you dislike about it? Actually, I'm curious, because I really like it.
I don't like the way that it plays. Maybe it's the third person and then shifting into first person, or I'll tell you one thing that drove me absolutely nuts. So I'm playing the game, and I finally unlock enough points to get into a TIE fighter, and I was all excited. This happened twice, by the way. As soon as I spawn into the TIE fighter, immediately shot down. I was like, so that was absolutely pointless.
Those Battlefield feels.
Yeah.
Finally got the helicopter.
I was like, I literally just spawn in within, it was like 1 to 2 seconds, shot down. I was like, is there no, I don't know, any sort of buffer in terms of me at least getting out of the spawn point here. But I don't know. I think it's because it's not Battlefield, and if it was like, give me all the destruction and all that, maybe I'd get behind it a little bit more. I just can't, for whatever reason, I just can't get behind the gameplay. It's just really hard for me to get into it.
I really like it.
So you've played it too, Ross?
Yes. So I didn't mention my games were playing because I knew this was coming up, but that I've done 4.5, 5 hours of the trial. Haven't bought the game yet, but I'm really liking the gameplay. I like that I'm under pressure, just like a normal Battlefield game. I felt as if I learned a lot from playing Battlefield 1, not necessarily Battlefront 1, to learn how to play this game. And I really like the mechanics of it. I really like when you do feel if you get Yoda, he just jumps about the place absolutely insane. Like, absolutely insane, killing everybody. There's a few heroes like that, actually. And it just feels like a lot of fun. The music is amazing. The sound effects are amazing. Visually, it's amazing. I really, really like this game. And although I'm not defending EA at all about all this controversy, because the internet would literally hunt me down. So I'm doing this for more.
Don't do that.
Okay. But what I want to know is Uncle Jesse, this cult game that you've described earlier, essentially has exactly the same model. Why does it get away with it in Rainbow Six Siege, but this game doesn't?
Well, you know what? And you know what's funny is I was thinking about this when all that drama was going on, and I was trying to figure out how long does it take me to grind away to get to 25 credits so that I get 25,000 credits so I can unlock a new character. And I honestly don't know. And I think actually, Roth, now that I'm saying it out loud, I think I know. When you buy the game, when you buy Siege, you have it comes standard 12 operators, I think. 12? No, maybe it's more than that. It's something about 12. I'll say it's 12. 6 on each side, 6 on offense, 6 on defense. And then you earn credits, and then you can start unlocking those operators. So when you start, you start as this recruit character, and you don't have the special abilities. But literally, if you do the tutorial, Rhys, you tore it up that one evening we played. But if you do the tutorial, it'll give you enough points to unlock your first operator. And as you start unlocking operators, it becomes progressively more expensive up until a certain point to then purchase the operators. So maybe your first one is only 500 credits, and then the next one is 800 credits, and then the next one is 1,600 credits, and then so on and so on and so on. And then eventually it gets up to 25,000, and that's the cap and I think that's for the new DLC operators. So you can either buy the season pass and unlock those immediately and actually in advance, or you can grind away, play games. The better you do, the more credits you get, the more you win, the more you get, and then you can unlock these players. And maybe that's a bit of the difference, and I don't know if I've illustrated that well enough, is that when I picked up the game, there were locked characters. I, as a user of the game, as a gamer, I can pick and choose which one of those characters I was most interested in to unlock first. So if I'm playing Battlefront, and if I wanted to unlock Darth Vader, he would have been 800 credits, and then I can grind away to unlock Luke or Boba Fett or whoever else it is, instead of it being this weird system that they've got in place today on the Battlefront end that it sounds like people are just getting extremely pissy about. I mean, a bit of the difference.
At the moment, I think that Battlefront is like the straw that broke a camel's back. People have been getting really, really, really fed up with these loot boxes lately, and it's been getting worse every time. It happened with what's that game? Shadow of War. And everyone got mad. And then it happened before Shadow of War, it was that NBA 2K. Everyone got mad. Then Shadow of War, everyone got angrier. And then the the new racing game, the new Need for Speed, everyone got really angry. And now this, and everyone is just furious. I think it's because it's happened. Oh, and Call of Duty as well, when you open them on Normandy in front of other players. So it's all been, I think, too much, too fast, and no one has had a chance. Because, the internet is famously forgetful. Something happens and then the internet gets mad and then it cools down. But if you keep going without stopping, then the anger persists. Does that make sense? That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah.
I think they've done too much too fast, and they haven't had a chance to slow down the train, basically.
Hero shooters are always going to be. Well, this isn't fully a hero shooter, is it? Because the majority of the time you're not playing as a hero, so it's
right.
a funny one.
It's complicated, yeah.
Yeah, it's overly complicated to a point where I think a lot of people don't even understand it.
To the point where you need a spreadsheet to figure it out, like this guy on Reddit.
So when I was playing it, and I've only put in maybe 2 hours on it. And again, I'm on that sort of the trial thing through EA Access. How did this? I mean, everybody's really upset that you can't play as Darth Vader. I don't even remember seeing him as an option.
No one's unlocked him yet. It takes 40 hours. Trial's only 10. That's why.
So, and I mean, is it the same thing as when I was playing with Kylo Ren, where you unlock them, and then can I then in game earn enough points and then activate them, or is it like I have to grind away for 40 hours and then I can only use Darth Vader once, and then I have to grind away for another 40 hours?
You unlock them, but you could get them in a loot box. I mean, that's where the pay to win thing comes in, and then you can have skills unlocked which help you in the game. I think the problem for me and what a lot of people say is there is very much a pay to win model here, in the sense where if you put your money in your pocket, you can unlock things fairly quickly, which are going to make the game easier for you in an online shooter.
It seems like it's been designed like a free-to-play mobile game. Like, if the game was... No, I'm serious.
It really does.
Because, free-to-play mobile games aren't normally pay to win. They're normally pay to skip the wait. Like, they charge you based on your impatience. And it really seems like they're going with a similar route for this. And, I mean, would you complain if the game was free? I wouldn't. I'd be like, okay, these guys got to make money somehow.
Maybe. Yeah, but are EA going to release a AAA free-to-play game in a year that a Star Wars movie comes out and hire John Boyega to do all the press conferences? But no, like, the game's good. And again, I think I've said this about other games, it's a shame that it's been tarred with so much controversy.
Yeah.
But it's selling still.
Of course.
And
Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
And again, Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, and it looks amazing in 4K as well. It looks ridiculously good, though. Like it still has that amazing audio, and I could still see people getting behind it. It's just, I agree, this is getting a little ridiculous. One of the things, though, one of the models, though, Russ, that you were mentioning is it makes me think of Battlefield. In Battlefield. Maybe Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, and I don't know about Battlefield 1. And by the way, I hate that they called it Battlefield 1. Is that you can pay to unlock all the stuff for a class. I mean, is that the same level of pay to win? And
No.
To me, it's not. I can still get all of those things that you just cut in line to get. It's just I have to grind away at them.
It's like, for me, that would be fine if it wasn't got that hero part. It's the hero part that throws me off.
Yeah, I
the
guess
fact
you're
that
right.
You can unlock them. Like, if it was just the standard, you stormtroopers versus or clones or whatever, and then it would be fine. But there is heroes involved who have amazing skills, and the unlocks are ridiculous for some of them, and
it's not just like a weapon. It's not a weapon. It's not a weapon unlock. It's not I can grind away and get this really cool shotgun that does X amount of damage, or a really well accurate rifle. It's the character. They've got unique skills to them. Mm-hmm. They're extremely popular. So it's probably the combination of all those things.
Another thing is that in the Battlefield 3, for example, you can pay to unlock everything. You pay, I don't know what the price is, but let's just say $5. I know it's more than that. But you say you pay your $5 and boom, everything's unlocked. Done. Money spent, time saved. But in Battlefront, you just pay money which gets transferred into an in-game currency, which you then spend on random loot boxes. You can't just choose what you want to unlock. You just buy loot boxes. So it might take one guy one game to unlock the hero he wants, and it might take you, 140 hours just because of bad luck. And, even if you spend 1,000 euros or dollars, dollary dues down in Australia, you might still not get the hero that you want, and some guy might unlock it randomly because it's just, it's random.
Yeah, it is random. Can you still? In most of these games now, you can either earn the loot boxes or you can buy them.
You
correct?
Yeah, there's like a daily login box, and there's different things. There is always that game of chance that you're going to get it. Also, I believe there is a scrapping system, so you can just purchase things in the game as well. It's not necessarily just the loot.
Oh, that's good.
I need to check that. I need to check that though, because it's not. Because it's a 10-hour trial, I'm just more playing the gameplay rather than the unlocks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a feel, so I haven't looked into it, and it's not out when we're recording this podcast.
In Mass Effect, you can scrap stuff, but it only can be used to purchase another loot box. So, same like Overwatch, you can scrap your stuff in Overwatch in it, but you can only purchase another loot box with it.
Yeah. Overwatch is different though. Again, it's a full hero shooter, and it's all cosmetic.
Yeah.
But you know what? This isn't going to go away. This is something that developers and us as a consumer need to decide how we want this to go. Are we willing to pay more for a game so we don't get it? Are we willing to go back to the days of season pass and map packs and all the rest of it? At the moment, for me, this is developers and consumers trying to get that balance. As games progress on, things are going to change, and I'm sure they will hit their stride with it. But at the moment, there is just all this uncertainty with all these games that we just don't know how it's going to look, how much we're going to have to pay for it. Won't there be loot boxes? And I think it will level off when they get that perfect divide. And I still all think this comes back to Evolve. I think Evolve was the first game that started all this. And it's just been a constant uphill since then. And I just hope that developers get it right, and we're not going to be put off as a consumer about what we buy. EA, in my mind, have been doing great up to recently, offering great value for games and things like EA Access, and to suddenly go so backwards, it's really sad.
They killed Visceral.
Yeah, they killed Visceral. That
didn't
help.
I can't say how I feel about that. Visceral was one of my favorite studios.
But anyway.
Never forget Dead Space. And they bought Titanfall Studio.
They've bought Respawn.
Thank you. Should we move on to the very last topic?
Week. Yep. I'm going to take this one.
Do it.
So Penguin724 has posted in the subreddit, along with game gifting, hiding achievements with 0 game score is now live as well. So guys, I want to find out from you if you've got any thoughts on that, and if there's any features that you still want to see.
Right, so my gamer tag is delicious space.
Beat me to it.
You can just gift me all of the games that you like, and yeah, that would be great.
I'm literally going to change my gamer tag to Armchair Developer right now.
Armchair Developer. I'm sure it's been taken.
Probably. But no, those were pointless, weren't they? The 0 gamer score. Just get shot at them. Yeah.
And that gamer score, app achievements, that didn't last long, did it?
No. So yeah, you've logged into YouTube for 72 days in a row. Here's a 0 gamer score and a pop-up. Thanks for that. Honestly, it actually adds nothing other than an annoying little box on the screen.
Yeah. Do you remember the achievements they experimented with at the very beginning of the Xbox One that were like, they have no gamer score, but the developers could keep adding them, and they could be like only around for a certain time.
So like time-based ones, yeah.
Yeah, everyone, like, you can only earn it this weekend. Yeah, everyone hates it.
Yeah. It was like Dead Rising. If you kill 150 of this type of zombies, you'll get this achievement that doesn't do anything.
Yeah. And they had community ones, like, if the whole community kills, 5 million zombies this week, then everyone gets this achievement. That did not work.
No. That didn't automatically sharing game clips as well. That soon disappeared.
Oh, so glad that's gone. That was my most hated thing. Battlefield. Boring.
Oh man! Every time you died or whatever it was,
or just take a step, bloop, have an achievement. But
is there anything you still want to see? We've talked about there, like what we're happy is no longer around. But is there any features that you guys are really wanting to see right now?
Well,
yes.
I would like to see, along with game gifting, the ability to sell your games, like sell back digital games for a small percentage of the title, or sell them to another person. I think that would be really cool.
That'd be a cool idea.
Like, how would it work selling it back? Like, where's the developers and Microsoft's benefit? They're a business.
Yeah.
What's the bit? I can understand if, like, I'm like, oh my god, I am so fed up with this game, and Rhys is like, I really want to play it, and I can sell you it for a set amount, and it just transfers across, and you own the license, and you can install it.
Microsoft could take a cut, kind of like Steam does.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand that, right? But from a developer point of view, the other way, just there's zero point to it, really, other than being amazing for us consumers, so...
Yeah, well, like I said, it was stuff that I'd like.
So I've got an idea that's been floating around in my head for the last few months now, after one of these preview updates rolled out, where you now have webcam support on your Xbox. Yeah. You don't need to connect. You can plug in any kind of camera and it'll start reading it, which is great if you're on Mixer and wanting to stream. My thing is, I want them to be able to provide you with a few simple overlay options. Then I could get rid of whatever that Elgato card thing is, OBS, all this crap. I could now directly from my Xbox, if I just wanted to play my own game and then maybe add my own commentary from a recorded clip, be able to do that through the studio with my camera plugged in there. You can see me talking over and talking about the footage or whatever it is. And then now I can directly upload that to whatever I want to upload it to. Or if I'm streaming on Mixer and I wanted to have an overlay that shows what my from my gamer tag, or maybe there's a few options of scrolling information like it has that you see on other people that are streaming. So if you look at anybody out there, it's like Green Skull. He's got an awesome overlay, and it's nothing complicated. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, like that's the reason I don't stream on Mixer, is because I want to play my Xbox on my TV. I don't want to have to play it on a monitor or go and sit in front of the television with my laptop plugged into the thing so I can use...
I need a laptop, I need a monitor, I need my Xbox, I've got about 5,000 cables running to it so that I can
I'm on board,
connect everything together, and then my computer is not powerful enough to run OBS because it's a Mac and it hates OBS.
Now, sign me up, man. Ross, you with us on this, right?
Yeah, 100%. I would stream so much more. Like Karina's overlay is awesome.
Except for the fact that it covers half her face most of the time. Karina?
For me, like just on that streaming and feature, I've got two features that I want to see, and one's actually a new app. But the one of the features I want to see is actually stolen from my friend Bob, who creates overlays and things like that, actually. But he wants a Tinder app. Suggested it is really simple, that just having co-streams is just subscribe all.
Oh, yeah.
A button to subscribe to all 4 of the people on the co-streams.
That'd be really nice.
At the moment, you can only subscribe to one. And it's such a simple thing, but for people who like to do co-streams in games like Fortnite, where 4 of you are playing, and someone's enjoying that, they may subscribe to 1 or 2, or can't be bothered, and just having that button would really, really help those who enjoy co-streaming. First games like Sea of Thieves coming out, that seems like a no-brainer for me. But the other one, and unfortunately, Clay, you did call it, is I would love a Tinder app on.
But on Xbox,
an Xbox dating app.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is you've got your Connect set up, right, and it watches your hands, and all you have to do is swipe right or swipe left.
Well, I mean, it can watch your. Wait. I'm waiting for the chatter.
I just want to point out that I don't know. Just to point out, I have actually deleted this app off my phone right before anyone is listening. But no, I'm sure there would be many people, not me, but many people who would enjoy that app. You know, the hands free.
I'm not looking for a friend.
I think this would be a good point to get out of here. But so just to say, I'm sure Karina will join us again next week. She's been working hard with university and work and all the rest of it, so she missed this week because she was working late, but I'm sure she'll be back next week. And just to say, make sure you follow us at Party Chat Pod on Twitter. I also want to give a thanks. Whilst I was off, there was a huge, amazing piece of feedback they gave us some absolutely brilliant ideas about things that we want to do as a podcast. We don't know if you like the podcast. We don't know what you want to hear. You know, do you want let us know in the comments on Reddit or Twitter or whatever you want to let us know? Because for me that edits the podcast, you've got no idea how invaluable it is. We want to give a good show to the subreddit. And all that we ask is you give us, good, honest feedback about what you think would make this podcast better. We are always going to listen and give our responses to it. So please do take the time if you can to just hit us up with a message and let us know. But for another week, Xbox, turn off.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
Let's do this.